Hello and everyone, welcome back to Mightiest Gyros, episode 14, I want to say. Yeah, 14.
Ye-
Anyway, as always, I'm your host, Ijaz, joined every week by the one, the only, the edgelord, Rafi. Rafi, say hi.
The great Rafi. Hello, hello.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it yet, but this week was not this week, last week was the season 2 finale of that little Amazon Prime show called The Lads, or like The Guys, or something like that. Or was it
Boys.
The Boys? The Boys, yes, season 2, episode 8, and I must say it, that was, fuck me, that was diabolical.
Yeah, it was fucking amazing.
Bro, you know what, this whole season was like a really, really, compared to last season, was a really slow burn. It's
The
like,
whole weekly drop thing killed me.
yeah, legit. I feel like if it was all in one week, it wouldn't have felt as, you know, how do you say, it wouldn't have felt as long.
Hmm.
Obviously, because you have everything there at once, it would definitely wouldn't have felt as long, but it wouldn't have felt as slow as
Yeah,
this season was. That's not to say it's a bad thing. Personally, I preferred having the the weekly releases because it would let every episode like sort of marinate until the next one came out. It's like, again, I really enjoyed season one and I really enjoyed the fact that I could binge it all in one
in one
sitting.
sitting. Yeah,
But season two, oh my god. For starters, this finale. I don't think I've ever enjoyed a season finale of a TV show this much since, I would say, season two of Arrow. Because that the whole thing with the fight with Deathstroke and just the whole Mirakuru storyline. Season two of Arrow was so well executed. This season of The Boys, I would also say, extremely well executed. Even though, yes, from what I hear, they take a lot of like deviations from the comics, the graphic
yeah,
novel.
big.
I don't know whether it's a comic or a graphic novel. I feel like it's more a graphic novel than a comic, given how mature it is.
Hmm.
But oh my god, it was so satisfying. Like, by the way, we're going full spoilers in this. I don't think that should be needed to be said, but yeah, we're
I
going full spoilers. But
can't do a season finale review without like going around the spoilers. Yeah, like, oh yeah, that thing happened. I'm not gonna tell you, but yeah.
yeah, watch it for yourself and then find out. It's yeah, we call no, we don't do that. We don't do that. Even when we're doing movie reviews, I think we spoiled some things when I was doing Sonic. Did I spoil something? I can't even remember. I need to go
I
rewatch
think
that
we
scene.
did. I think we talked about Tails. Oh fuck it, we talked about Tails being at the end.
Yes, we did. But I did give a spoiler warning. To be fair,
Hmm.
I'll be like,
Hmm.
okay, if you don't want to be spoiled, I don't know when to click to, but just click to, I don't know, 4.5 minutes from now. I probably won't be talking about it. But yeah, let's just get it out of the way. Best scene of the whole damn episode. What's her face? Starlight, Kimiko,
Yeah.
and Maeve putting the beat down on Stormfront.
Uh,
Oh, that
yeah.
was so.
I love how you just see, was it Huey, and Frenchie, and Frenchie's like, women, girls do bring it in. I was like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I
this,
was just fucking shocked. I actually got destroyed.
bro. That was oh my god, it was so good to see, given how much shit this piece of crap character put on everyone this whole season. Like, okay, this is how you know a villain is well written. When every second they're on screen, you just want to skip the scene because you're like, fuck this character.
Yeah,
If it's a non-villain character, that's poorly written. But if it's a villain,
it's well written.
excellent, fucking excellent. Because one of my favorite scenes, besides that, was when she was trying to do the whole, to explain the whole white genocide thing to Ryan,
Oh yeah.
and then even
We were just like, what the fuck, man?
yeah, oh yeah,
How the hell is she forcing this on a kid?
yeah, and then even Homelander's just looking at her like, bitch, what the
Like,
fuck?
you what, mate?
Like, are you okay? Like, what you want? Because obviously, and the worst part is because he knew she was a Nazi, but he still didn't give a shit because he's like, there's a one horny bastard. But when thing A Train, when like After, even though I hate A Train's character, because like he just annoys me, right? I did enjoy the fact that he came in clutch this episode with the
He
whole,
came in super clutch.
yeah, with the whole giving them all the papers, showing everyone, showing
Baiting
to
her
the
out,
guys
bro.
that yeah, no, she full on Nazi, bro. Like you man's got to like do some shit, and then obviously they expose her to the media, and then like she basically just like basically gets cancelled, and then gets the crap kicked out
Like
of
how
her.
she was talking shit about like memes and whatnot, and then as soon as that happened, they memed her.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's like so much good setup this entire season for what I would say is the perfect payoff.
Mhm.
But then it also led to the most heartbreaking moment of the show, not just the
Oh
season of the
yeah,
show.
that
Where
was that was super sad to see, man.
yeah, man, it's just oh man, rip Becca, man, such a
Rebecca Butcher.
yeah, such a again. Usually I have no care for love interest characters, but Becca was really well written. I mean,
Oh, you and I going on.
yeah, but I think mainly my hatred for love interest characters has to be because I've been exposed to them via the medium of the CW, and they just cannot write characters like at all.
Like for me, the reason why I like Becca so much was because we liked Butcher so much, because Butcher's so likable. So
Yeah,
you want to see his love interest like live on and whatnot. So seeing her die, I was like, oh fuck, what about Butcher? Oh fuck, oh
yeah,
what's Butcher gonna do?
yeah.
But yeah, that scene was fucking sick when was it Homeland was like, oh you gotta think about someone you hate to use your lasers, and then boom, 10 minutes later he's like, oh shit, she's killing my mum.
Yeah,
Let me laser that bitch.
yeah, because the second he said that, I'm like, oh yeah, he's definitely gonna kill Stormfront, like with the laser eyes,
Someone you hate.
someone you hate. But like that begs the question: you reckon Ryan is like has the potential to be stronger than Homelander?
Oh, of course, he's a natural hero, isn't he? He's the first natural hero.
That is true. That is
Super,
true.
super, sorry, not hero. Could be a villain.
Yeah, it could be,
The
but
first natural, yeah.
he's obviously he's gone with what's her name? Oh, I keep forgetting her name. The one whose grandkids are now shish kebabs.
Mallory. He's with Mallory, yeah.
Mallory, yeah. So he's in good hands. But honestly, man, that whole scene afterwards of when his mum was like bleeding out, and like he's just saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm like, I just felt so bad for the kid. I'm like, raw, raw. She tried so hard to make him not like a person not like Homelander. But you just know that's gonna fuck him up if they continue to do anything with his character. I feel like because they killed off Becca, he's been written off the show. Like that's the last we'll see of him. But it could be wrong.
I feel like Vought will somehow try and get him. Or Homelander will try and get his son back. But here's the one thing I did find weird about that scene. So when Becca was getting choked by Storm, what's her name? Stormfront.
Yeah,
Why was Butcher always hitting her back? Why didn't he use that crowbar and dig into her face or something?
that is true. And,
I was like, what good is it doing? Like, you saw she got pain from when Becca stabbed her in the eye. Why did you keep wailing on her back, Butcher? Like, literally, he could have stabbed her in the eye with the crowbar, pulled it, hooked her away. GG.
yeah, it'd have been yeah, Becca would have been fine. Or
There were some parts of this episode where it's like, okay, how'd that happen? Like, okay, like for example, how the hell did Becca escape? She's been trying to escape for bare long, and she just magically does it now.
I think with I think with her is obviously she. I don't think she was trying to escape for that long because obviously she wanted to stay there with Ryan and like
Yeah, but do you remember when she was gonna go take Ryan in like the first few episodes, and she went to thing, but it's locked up. Oh, they got her on constant surveillance. How the hell did she just get away from all that? How did she climb that wall? Because Butcher climbed the wall to get in.
that's a good point. Well, I think with this one at this point because obviously Ryan was taken from her, she just stopped caring. She's just like, what? If
Yeah,
I get
I feel
caught,
like that'll be
if I get
that's what
caught,
they're
I get
using.
caught. But I'm gonna try anyway, try to save my son. And obviously, what's it? Black Noir was taken out because he was hospitalized by an almond joy, which
Yeah,
is
he's a veggie now, isn't he?
yeah.
He's a veggie.
I can't believe they did that
That's
too. They did him dirty, bro.
so sad. That's so sad.
Black Noir's a vegetable now. I'm like raw. Bro, you're telling me
Characters of the show, he's just a veggie now.
yeah, man. That's just like, oh, that's so brutal. It's such a brutal way to write him off for the season. Oh,
I was fucking sick this episode, not gonna lie.
yeah. And one of the funniest parts was the whole thing of
Twinkie or something, she called him or something, whatever.
well, yeah,
Calling Huey that.
no, no, not even that. It's with that discount Hugh Jackman looking guy, the guy with the church guy.
Oh yeah.
When he obviously when he tells A Train that he's back in, and then the Deep is just like, what about me? I've been here for longer, and then he walks off and then says some of the most, probably the most unintentionally funny line in the entire show because of how much they are building up this stupid drink.
Oh,
Fuck Fresco.
yeah.
I'm like, I still don't understand. Like, there's something going on with that drink.
It's what they used to hypnotize or some shit, bro. It must be.
Yeah. It's like,
What I found funny was the Deep this whole season because he was like the comedy character. Like, my favorite moment from him was still when all the heads are blowing up the first time, and he touches his head like, oh shit, is it gonna happen to me? Like, what the fuck? Oh shit. Speaking of heads blowing up,
oh my god, we finally find out who's behind that.
it's that senator woman, Victoria, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Victoria
And,
Newman.
bro, that was so unexpected.
That was, pardon the pun, mind blowing.
But do you know it was subtly hinted at already in the beginning of the show?
Was it? I must have missed it.
So, do you remember when the FBI or CIA woman's head got blown up the first time?
Yeah.
And they all think it's probably like Stormfront or someone.
Yeah, yeah.
The next shot is Victoria Newman.
Ah, you know what? I didn't even think of it like that.
Oh yeah, the next shot was her straight away. And I was like, oh, that is quite mad. But yeah, like, I want to know what's her goal because she clearly, well, from what we've seen this season, she wants to keep the soups in control.
Yeah.
Like, not like keep them under control. Sorry. But then she's a soup herself, and then why would she kill the Homelander's creator thing if he would prove her point she's trying to make? I'm just like, what's going on? Is she gonna do like some mad dictatorship once she gets elected?
Yeah. And
Very
you know what? To be honest, it should have been more obvious that it was her at the end of last episode because you would think in that scenario, if
You would get her head blown up.
that actually
Yeah.
her of all people would have got, you know, how do you say suicide squadded.
Hmm.
So that's I think that's the best way to put it, suicide squadded. Because everyone wanted to blow their heads up after watching that movie. Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired. DC, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Nothing. You ain't doing nothing.
Make a sequel. Or wait, the new one is a new canon, right, or some shit?
Well, it's the same canon but different characters. Well, like three of the same characters, but they say it's a soft reboot. That's not technically a reboot, but at the same time a sequel. It's so confusing.
It's just the thing. So with that whole side of DC, so they got Suicide Squad, which they've pretty much, I guess, retconning.
Yeah.
And then, does that mean Birds of Prey gets retconned?
So I think the Suicide Squad retcon includes the events of Birds of Prey. So I think Birds of Prey was the first step of the Suicide Squad retcon, if you know what I mean.
Oh wait, Birds of Prey retcons it. Okay.
I mean, it
Birds of Prey is part of retconning Suicide Squad. I mean, sorry.
nothing in Birds of Prey really mentions Suicide Squad, but I feel like
Other than like her breaking up with Joker or some shit.
yeah, but I feel like Birds of Prey in contention with the next Suicide Squad will be together will retcon the original Suicide Squad.
So confusing.
It is. It's like the X-Men timeline.
What's going on with Jared Leto's Joker? Is it coming back?
I don't know. I don't think so. I feel like
Oh.
he's done with DC because he's doing obviously Morbius.
He got shagged so hard, man. Because his Joker could have been amazing.
Yeah, he did. But yeah, now he's doing Morbius with Sony. And speaking of Sony, actually, did you hear what they're doing with the new Spider-Man movie?
No, do tell. I
Bro,
think I might have heard it, but do tell.
they're bringing back Jamie Foxx as Electro.
Oh yeah, for the yeah. He's gonna be Electro, yeah. But he's
Yeah.
not gonna be blue this time. They said.
Yeah, which You know what? I didn't like Jamie
I,
Foxx's Electro,
I did not like his Electro at all, man. It was
so
weird.
I'm confused as to why they're bringing him back for that. But then again, to be honest, it wasn't so much his performance; it was more so the writing of the character. So I'm like, okay,
Like the whole weird nerd vibe he gave off was like
yeah,
I don't remember Electro being like that when I watched Spectacular Spider-Man. Not gonna lie,
yeah, no, I just
he
remember,
was sick and spectacular, bro. He had that
oh yeah,
cool looking design,
when he's like, don't call me Max, don't call me Max.
and his suit was like green, like he had the helmet. Oh, it looked sick.
That helmet looks so goofy, but
It just worked.
it just worked. That's one of those kinds of costumes where it will only really work in animation. You can't make that work in live action, unless it was like the Raimi movies or something where everything was just balls to the wall. They really went full on with the campiness.
Mm.
But with these ones, nah, I don't see that working in live action. But then again, they made the Mysterio suit work in live action. I was
Yeah.
wholly convinced that they could never do that.
I feel like they would do Electro's original thing with the fucking lightning bolt head. They can do that well.
I feel
I
like
just I just I just want to know if it's gonna be I hope that the writing isn't like the same writing as Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2 because that was weird.
I don't think it will be because it's different
Also,
writers in it.
wait, I mean like the same sort of style of the character.
Nah, I don't think they'll do that because
Is it? Is it thing? So if it's Jamie Fox, is it just Jamie Fox they're bringing back as Electro, or is it the same Electro sort of thing
I
they're doing? Like it's
the
weird like that.
Jamie Foxx they're bringing back as Electro, as in they're giving him a second chance to do the character
Okay,
differently.
yeah, do it good, bro. Better do it good.
Because again, no one liked that version of Electro, not even Jamie Foxx himself.
It's weird. Why is he? Oh, it's just weird, man. He
No,
just looks shit.
I can because the thing is, the Amazing Spider-Man movies, it's funny. The Amazing Spider-Man movies they took their inspiration from the Ultimate Spider-Man comics,
Mhm.
with Richard and Mary Parker working for Oscorp, being scientists instead of Shield spies, which is what they were in the Amazing in the 616 universe. And
Yeah, right at the beginning, yeah, they're on the
uh,
plane and
yeah, what else did they have? Um, Again, I think they were teasing. Uh, they actually didn't do anything with the Eddie Brock character because they didn't put him in the movies. But I feel like they were going in that direction for the third one.
mm.
I'm trying to think what else. I'm trying to think what else.
What happened at the end of Spider-Man 2? I mean, Spider-Man 2, he fought Rhino, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's another thing that they took from the Ultimate Comics with Rhino being a guy in a mech suit rather than
Big dude.
big dude with some like body modifications. Because I specifically remember that mission from Ultimate Spider-Man on PS2 where you have to face Rhino and he's just constantly chucking cars at you, and like this guy rampages like hell. Ultimate Spider-Man was such a good game, so underrated.
In Spider-Man 2. The first Amazing Spider-Man, it was Lizard, right?
Lizard, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I liked Amazing Spider-Man 1. I liked it.
and yeah,
2 I liked, but it's just the villains were so off.
yeah, and there was just too many of them. It's just felt too clunky.
Who were the villains? So they had fucking Green Goblin. That's Harry Osborn's Green Goblin. They had
You had
King Electro.
you had Rhino, even though Rhino was only in it for like 16 seconds,
Yeah.
and just Oscorp as a whole, he's like trying to set them up as a new villain. It's like, oh, okay, so you're very clearly teasing them being some evil dark force in the movie, even though they never actually got to what's it called develop that plot line. Thank God they didn't. 'Cause that would have gone nowhere. But yeah, so I went off on a tangent. Sorry. Electro, like I said, this was taking inspiration from Ultimate Comics, and Electro from in the Ultimate Comics is a guy who can absorb obviously electricity from everyone the surrounding areas, and he turns blue. Like he basically turns into electricity. So like a Logia type devil fruit user. You probably don't know what that means, but So, but
Devil Fruit, One Piece.
yeah, did you hear they're making a Netflix series about that?
What? One Piece?
Yeah,
Oh, the live action one, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah,
Co-
yeah. I wonder how it's gonna be.
Well, considering Oda's involved, so it's going to be covering the first saga, the East Blue Saga, which is the first 100 chapters of the manga, and about the first 100 and something episodes of the anime.
I never want to say. I do want. It's cool that Oda's being involved, but the original creators being involved in live action is always. It's still gonna be shit. Like it happened with. So you know they're doing a live action Avatar Lost Airbender series on Netflix,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and people were kind of angry that the original creators of the show walked out. They're like, oh, if they walked out, it means Netflix is doing their typical Netflix SJW shit. Then I'm like, bruh, these same guys didn't walk out on Last Airbender by M Night Shyamalan. Like, it don't matter if the director, if the original dude's there, the dudes will make their own spin. Like, do you see the new Monster Hunter trailer?
Oh, please don't. Please don't.
Bro, okay. So I saw the further trailer where Paul Anderson is speaking to the creators of the game, and in that further trailer, okay, it looks a bit more Monster Hunt like. There's the actual weapons and shit, not whatnot. But that first trailer was terrible, man. Like the Diablos looks sick. I ain't gonna
Oh
lie.
my god, Diablos looks so sick. Like,
Like the movie version of Diablos and the Rathalos they showed look really good.
wait, there's a
But
Rathalos
what?
in it? I
Yeah,
didn't.
there's they showed Rathalos in the Paul Anderson interview.
Oh, I
He
need
had
to see that one then.
like an interview trailer. The Rathalos looks good. But why did they have guns like that? And why do they look like that? Like, why don't they look like the Monster Hunter characters, like the slightly fantasy shit?
Yeah, you know what's funny, right? Well, after that trailer released, because that trailer released like at the end of September, innit? If I recall correctly.
Yep.
Obviously, they have the mounted gun on the car. Literally on the 1st of October, Monster Hunter. So Capcom dropped their final monster for Monster Hunter World, Fatalis. He was the first. I believe he was the first end boss of the first game.
Hmm.
And in that fight in Monster Hunter World, you have what's called a roaming ballista.
Which is basically just
Yeah,
turret.
yeah, which is a turret. Which I'm like, okay, fair. I can give you a pass on the turret, but at least make it look like it's not super high tech. Because the one in the game
Yeah,
doesn't.
don't make it look like it's fucking from the year we're in right now.
Yeah, because the one in the game, that they made it look like it was built by the people in the game. They had
It belongs in the game, yeah.
yeah, because they just had it on one. They had it on a train track, and it's like, okay, you can't move forward and back. You can only move like around the curvature of the train track, and you only have 100 bullets. But it's pretty fun to use. But that fight is brutal. I've never. I thought I struggled with the previous one, Alatrion, but this guy's kicking my ass every single time. I think I can predict the structure of the movie. So these
Like,
these people, they find themselves in the world of Monster Hunter. Obviously, the first one they come across is Diablos. Then they get discovered. Then they discover the people of the, like I don't know, like the Linians, or the thing, the hunting organization. What are they called? Hunters Guild. The Hunters Guild,
mhm.
right? And then they fight Diablos and Rathalos, and at the end of it, they come across an Elder Dragon. I'm predicting it. There will be an Elder Dragon.
Dragon.
There will. I don't know which Elder Dragon it will be. I feel like it will be a relatively crap one, like someone who's not too difficult to animate, like Kushala Daora. Just very very basic dragon design. Really really annoying fight because the guy does this stupid wind aura attack where you can't get close to him because he has got tornadoes everywhere. So you walk a centimeter closer, bang, you're sent like halfway across the thing, the arena.
Oi, how do you think the movie's gonna deal with that? Guns.
Oh my god!
Ugh.
I really
It's, Paul Anderson's weird, man.
what I hope they do in the movie is, okay, they show that yes, these guys have their guns, but they're useless. Like that's what I would
Okay.
like.
Yeah,
They
that would be. I feel like that will work. Only sword can deal damage. Ooh.
Yeah, they're like, no, these monsters, their armor, sorry, their bodies are like super impenetrable, and they can only be cut or bruised by weapons crafted from other versions of the monsters, like other members of their species, like like in like in Marvel, how the only thing that can cut vibranium is vibranium, or like how in real life the only thing that can cut diamond is diamond.
feel like they feel like that would be their way to explain why they're using swords
Yeah,
when but like just don't include guns in the first place, you know? But then I feel like it does make sense for them to just like the way the movies do it. It's like, oh, they just in this desert. Oh shit, monster. Oh crap. Oh, guns don't work. Oh, sword. Nice.
yeah.
Like that would be the way the movie does it. Paul Anderson. He's done. I've only seen a couple of his movies. I saw the first video game that he did was like Mortal Kombat. That was a great film. I love that film. Hella cheesy. Then he made Annihilation, which was terrible. Then he made Resident Evil, and the first Resident Evil, I'm not gonna lie, was pretty good. But then the sequel, it just had sequelitis, and it was just so shit.
Didn't he make like
Ew.
3 or something? If I recall correctly.
Five, dude,
Fi-
five or
He
six.
made 5. Oh my
I
god.
think he made like 5 or 6. It was like Resident Evil, then it was like Afterbirth, Retribution, I don't fuck, and then Final Chapter. Let me just look it up. Resident Evil, like you literally just throw the most generic titles like Resident Evil Resurrection.
Who the hell? Who came up with? What kind of idiot PR representative thinks? You know what will make a good subtitle for a movie? Afterbirth.
I think Afterbirth, Afterlife. Okay, my bad. Okay, after so yeah, there's Resident Evil.
See, Afterlife makes more sense. Afterbirth, that's something else entirely, dude.
Resident Evil Apocalypse, Resident Evil Extinction, Resident Evil Afterlife,
Res-
Resident Evil Retribution, Resident Evil The Final Chapter.
Resident.
Why can't you just call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Oh, because then people, when they're googling it, they don't. So basically,
They don't think of the games.
yeah.
Ugh, it's just stupid. Or just call it Resident Evil 1. Okay, so the first Resident Evil movie, just call it Resident Evil. The second Resident Evil movie, Resident Evil 2 Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Problem sorted.
That's
I hate when franchises and movies and just movies and games mainly when they just do stupid naming. Like the one that pissed me off is Alien. So you had Alien, okay, that makes sense. Aliens was the second one, and that makes sense because there's more aliens. And then Alien 3, okay, it's one alien again. And then they did like Alien Resurrection. I'm like, what the fuck? And they did Prometheus. I was like, what the fuck?
and
Then they did Alien Covenant. I'm like, oh come on, just give me a number already.
don't forget Alien versus Predator.
Oh yeah, that was also that's canon as well, isn't it?
I think.
Harry Potter's the worst. I mean, I get it's for the fans, but like, why can't you just throw a number at the end? Actually, no. The worst I'd say is Kingdom Hearts. So you had Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts Recoded, Kingdom Hearts 358 to 2 Days, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, Kingdom Hearts 1.5, Kingdom Hearts 2.5, Kingdom Hearts 2.8, and then Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like, bruh, which one's a sequel and which one's not?
Which one's canon? Which one's filler?
Exactly. That is exactly how it feels like.
So, like, I'm trying to think. What is there any other live-action video game adaptations? Oh yeah, there's an Uncharted movie.
With,
Tom,
what's his name? Tom Holland.
and Mark Wahlberg.
Wait, really? Mark Wahlberg?
I believe so. Yeah.
No, I thought it was Bryan Cranston they were getting.
What? Bryan Cranston?
As Sully, I thought they were going to do originally. Mark Wahlberg is going to be Sully. Ugh.
Oh, that's gonna be so weird. That's gonna yeah.
I mean, Sully does have that, like, Mark Wahlberg can do that, like, dickhead vibe that Sully has. Like, Sully has, like, the friendly dickhead vibe. Like, oh, yeah, whatever, kid. I feel like Mark Wahlberg can do that, but... Ugh.
Oh,
I don't know how I feel about that.
But Mark Wahlberg, he's just like his voice is just so unthreatening.
Yeah, man, well, come
He's
on.
like,
Yeah.
hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Like, he was in the Max Payne movie. He was Max, and oh my god, that was a terrible movie. But like he just didn't like he can give off the Max Payne vibe, but he just didn't do it well.
See, that's the sad thing, isn't it? Though, like when you have something like a video game premise as simple as Max Payne, which is basically your standard action movie, and it's
Yeah, I don't know why
still
the movie
shit.
tried to make it. Yeah, the movie tried to go way more deep, bro. It was stupid. Like, let me just tell you the simple Max Payne plot. Guy, his family dies. This guy finds out the people who killed his family. He's doing this case. There's a drug related to it. There's a drug called Valkyrie. and it's like linked to like devil worshipping and shit like that. There were some people who used it to like do some madness. In the movie, they try and link it to like, oh, the drug makes you feel like you're a Valkyrie angel or some shit, and that's why you kill yourself. I'm like, oh, what are you on about? The fuck is that? And the bullet time was so bad, man. It was so boring. Like, how do you make bullet time shit?
Hey,
I
it's like Michael Bay somehow managing to make explosions boring.
yeah, that's one thing. I like the first one, two Transformers. I love those movies.
I like the first one and I like the third one. I don't like. Oh, I like Bumblebee, but I don't like any others.
I haven't seen Bumblebee yet, and people said Bumblebee was really good.
Yeah, I think it was directed by. I can't remember who it was directed by. The guy, I think the guy who did Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh, okay.
Was it Kubo? No, I remember he directed a really popular animated movie. I think it was Kubo and the Two Strings. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm
You
actually.
see, there's also the Uncharted Twitter page is made as well for the movie. Uncharted in theaters July 16th, 2021, and
I doubt that.
Neil Druckmann
I,
spent actually a day speaking with Tom Holland, talking about the Uncharted movie. I'm just Naughty Dog's on madness. They also doing the Last of Us TV show as well on HBO.
that could work.
That will work, but I just want to know what the story is because I feel like they're not going to do a retelling of the game. It's going to be in another.
No, I feel like it'll be like similar to Walking Dead. Not like in terms.
Like Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, where they just
It's the other characters.
Yeah, they divert
Yeah.
from the storyline. It's like, okay, they told this part of the story. We're telling this part of the story. It's like, it's all in the same universe or whatever. But yeah,
That'll be good. I feel like Last of Us will be well done. If they did a Last of Us movie, the best casting for Joel would be either Hugh Jackman. Have you seen Prisoners?
yeah.
Okay, that Hugh Jackman or Josh Brolin.
I would say Hugh Jackman as well, but
Hugh Jackman would be so good.
mainly because of Logan.
Yeah, literally, Logan is literally just it's just Last of Us.
Yeah.
Same with like God of War. God of War's plot is basically just Last of Us set in what's it called? Where's the new one called? Norse mythology.
Mm, funny. And,
Speaking of God of War, who do you think would be good for Kratos?
that's,
It's just a random question I want to throw to you. I always felt like The Rock would have been good for the old Kratos, not the new one.
yeah, because that's two different things right there. Because if we're talking old school like PS3 era God of War, then
PS2, PS3, yeah, Kratos, The Rock would be sick.
you just have a big, muscly action guy who can who doesn't really need to act. But if we're talking,
Say it again. The new one, Josh Brolin.
no, I'm not. I'm actually gonna go against that. Do you know who I think would make a good Kratos for the new one?
Go on.
If he bulked up a bit, Carl Urban.
Yeah, I could see Kyle Urban doing it. Yeah, if he bulks up quite a bit, yeah, he could definitely do it.
It's like he's already got that sort of vibe with Huey as Butcher. So it's like there's that protective, like overprotective father figure, but still not like, still lets him fend for himself. Plus,
Like that would be good, yeah.
plus obviously he's really good at growing a beard. Like
And for the kid, just get the kid who was in the game. You know, the kid who's in the game is a Fortnite streamer.
don't ruin that for me, man.
Nah, I respect the kid.
Yeah.
He likes his video game, and he's in one of my second favorite game of all time. It's fine.
That's true. That is true. It's funny though, isn't it? Because like this latest God of War was revered for being different from the other ones because of how well it like focused and emphasized on its story. Because from what I hear, the older ones they don't really do that. Like it's just action, action, action. Get from actions.
The story wasn't really a main driving plot in the old ones. It was mainly just
Boss fights and
It was like the only story thing was like, okay, Zeus killed your family, get revenge.
yeah, which is very.
That's all it was,
Yeah.
and it was still fucking amazing because the combat, the hack and slash was perfect, perfect. The boss fights using those good old quick time events, it was so much fucking fun. One of the best kills is God of War 3. I think the sun god, is it called Helios? I think that's what he is in Greek mythology.
Yes,
You like literally pull his head from his neck, and you just see like the skin splitting, the holes forming, and I think the first kill in God of War 3, your first fight actually is against Poseidon, and when you beat Poseidon, the game takes place from first person Poseidon's view, and you just see and you press the buttons, you see Kratos beating you up. And then the nastiest part was you have to click L3 and R3. Kratos is grabbing you by the head. L3, R3. You dig into Kratos digs into your eyes
Oh,
as Poseidon. I was like, oh, that
that's
is so sick. And like
that's
I could feel it because I actually did the fucking button action of L3 and R3, and because PS3 analog sticks were convex in it, it wasn't fucking. It was round. And shit.
uh,
Oh, it felt so good doing that.
imagine that in VR.
That'd be fucking scary, bro.
Actually, that'd be traumatizing. Is what that would be. Yeah. It's funny how the latest God of War, yeah, like you were saying, is what's it called criticize, not criticize, praise for its story, and like you were just saying, you were drawing parallels between that and The Last of Us,
Yeah.
which is interesting actually, because like obviously now you know, now we have The Last of Us, like the original one has a, how do you say, has set a story archetype.
Yeah, the whole journey and the bond developing with said character.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, yeah. Before Last of Us, I couldn't really think of movies that did it, especially a character that's a young kid, because I feel like with a young kid, it's just the parental sort of relationship is much more meaningful than like, oh, just two dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, because good movies I can think of that have that sort of plot line. What's it called? Logan.
Yeah, Logan, of course. Yeah.
This isn't a movie, but Mandalorian season one.
Okay, yeah. You baby Yoda.
Yeah, because you know I think it is because well, the people who made Logan, they said they took a lot of inspiration from old Western movies, so I think that's where Last of Us actually got that from. So it might just be not setting an archetype of its own, but just trying to reintroduce another one, an older one.
Yes, any movie with like that sort of dynamic, I always felt like has been good. I can't really think of a bad movie that sort of dynamic.
Yeah, even like no, you know, escorting a, it's the whole you know Papa Bear and Cub thing.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, fucking Brother Bear did that shit.
oh my God, Brother Bear, that was
So
one
sad.
of the saddest movies that Disney. I think it was Disney, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Disney. It's
that
Disney.
Disney ever put out. Because I'm like, yo, this is like,
This shit's deep.
yeah. And after Brother Bear, I'm like, Disney cannot get more depressing than this in the first half an hour of their movie. And then what happens? 2009, they release Up, and you're crying in
Yeah, Up's another one. Yep, Up's another one. Yep.
yeah,
Old dude doesn't really like this kid. Kid becomes his best friend after his wife dies.
yeah. Have you seen all those memes about the Up sequel?
Go on.
So there was one where someone just this is evil, right? They did it on Twitter. They're like, oh, the sequel to Up, it's called Down, and it's just Russell and the I think Kevin and the dog just crying, looking down at a grave.
You know, that's peak.
I'm thinking to myself, whoever made that, you're evil, you're vile, you're worse than freaking Doflamingo. When you speak Doflamingo, so he's basically the Frieza of One Piece. But
Oh, I just found out some pretty cool news here.
what's this?
Zeus from God of War is the same voice actor as Zeus from the Kingdom Hearts game.
And what's the name of the voice actor?
I don't know his name. It just says here on Reddit. Mr. Worldwide out here.
Oh,
But yeah, I just sent you something if you want to take a look at that. So there was a new Spider-Man Instagram post, and they show a new suit in the game.
oh,
Now,
from
am I wrong in saying that's Ben? Is that meant to be Ben Riley, the Scarlet Spider?
is this for Miles Morales?
Yeah.
Okay, let me open it up on Instagram. You put my
That's something I'm talking about because Spider-Man. I just realized that's coming. That's the launch title for PS5, and it's coming out on PS4.
yeah,
And
I might just get it on PS4 because I can't afford a PS5.
if you get it on PS4, you get you get it digitally.
Yeah, I'll get this one. I'll get digitally.
Yeah, because if you get Spider-Man PS4 digitally, you get the free upgrade to PS5, I believe.
Okay, what the heck is this? Doesn't look like any
Yeah,
big.
I just saw a blue coat, so I was thinking, is that meant to be Scott Spider?
No, I
Is that
think
like their take on it?
no. What I think it is. I think it's them. I think that's his prototype suit.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Because you know how in what's it called?
In Homecoming, he had that shitty suit.
No, not Homecoming. In Into the Spider Verse, how in
Oh
throughout
yeah,
most of the movie he just had that like hoodie and like cheap Spider Man costume,
yep.
and so I think they're taking inspiration from that. Because
Yeah, I hope they do a live action Into the Spider Verse sort of movie with all Peter Parkers, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. Fuck it, throw in Yuri Lowenthal in as well. Oh, Yuri Lowenthal. What do you think about the face change?
you
That's
know,
something we can discuss.
at first I was like, you know what?
Why?
I was like, why? But then apparently it's like, oh, his facial mannerisms match Yuri's vocal mannerisms a lot better. Like the lip syncing is easier for him. So I'm like, okay, fair enough. But I'm not gonna lie, I was sad when they recast it because like not to the level of that one YouTuber Evan Filaka who just my guy he took it too personally. Like where he's like, oh, I was up all night thinking about it. I'm like, shut up, man, get a life. Right, like I love that game too, but like, come on, man, not so much so that I'm gonna be crying over the the what's it called the mocap actor for that long. But
What I think it is just literally the picture that was everyone was sharing. You know, the side profile, sort of almost side profile pic.
yeah,
That picture compared to the original in the original game, I feel like that's what makes it. When you see the actual cutscene, hey, it looks good. It looks like the Peter Parker we got in the original. How old is he meant to be in? How's he meant to be in the game? He's like 21, right?
23.
Oh, 23. Dude looks Jersey as fuck. Not gonna lie.
Jersey, does that mean?
Yeah, like from Jersey.
Oh, right.
You know, Jersey Shore people, shit like that.
Yeah.
He looks like a dude from Jersey, bro. But I was thinking, the new one looks good. Looks realistic. It looks like how a nerdy 23-year-old I think would look like.
Yeah, fair enough. But the one thing is though, like, it's because obviously John Bubniak, the original face actor, like, it was that face that in the game, in the original game, that I had that emotional connection with.
Connection with, yeah, I
It's
can
like
understand that.
that's the face that I saw struggling to hold back tears when he was, you know, when he
When
was
Aunt May died.
when Aunt May was dying, and he's like, do I save her or do I save the city? It's just one of the hardest choices I've had to make. That's the face I think of when when Peter realizes that he was betrayed by his mentor, who he thought like had like died or something. Yeah. And yeah, that's the face who's like what was that last thing he said to Doctor Octopus? Um, I trusted was it something like I trusted you, or you know you were supposed to make the world a place where you help others or something. It was a really powerful line, and I'm forgetting it. I can't remember it, and it was one of the most emotional moments in the entire game. How am I blanking on this? But then, of course, there was a whole part of the when he finds out that Doctor Octopus knew his secret. He's like, you knew, and then he's like, you knew, and it's
And
just
then he gets pissed, yeah.
yeah.
Are you, when PS5 does come out, are you going to get remastered Spider-Man?
I might get the remastered just to play through it again so I can get that emotional connection with the new face.
4K. Get that 4K.
Oh, and they
That's
get
that's what I was just on. Easy plat as well.
and they're gonna have the Andrew Garfield costume,
Oh yeah, wait, which one? The Spider-Man 1?
Spider-Man One.
Amazing Spider-Man 1. So there's the basketball looking eyes.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't see a point in them including the Amazing Spider-Man 2 costume in the game because it's basically
Basically the original, like his original one before he had the game version.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was-
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Well, it's funny because I remember making this argument a lot during the release window of the game, and everyone was like, "Well, why do you want the Raimi suit in the game?" Because I'm like, the Raimi suit looks significantly different to the original suit.
It has like a faint, like a faded red type of vibe. The fucking lines on the webbing of his suit sticks out and shit. It's like it's so unique.
Yeah,
And the eyes.
because like, regardless of whether people want to admit it or not, for our generation of Spider-Man fans, when they think Spider-Man, the first suit that pops into their head is the Sam Raimi suit. Well, I keep saying Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire suit. But everyone calls it the Raimi suit, but I'm gonna call it the Maguire suit. But that's listen, no matter how hard people try and argue against it, you know that deep in the recesses of everyone's mind, for like our age, when they think Spider-Man, they think Tobey Maguire. And people, and people like just how people in the next few years, like people who are growing up now, they're gonna think of
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. No one's favorite Spider-Man is gonna be Andrew Garfield,
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
which
I
is
feel like his I always say his Spider-Man
was
was
great.
the best. I'd say it was the best in my opinion. Because I just love, cause like James Garfield gives us that witty vibe perfectly enough
Hmm.
in real life as well, so it translates well. Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker was the best, and then Tom Holland's just perfect mix of the two.
Yeah, and I'm really really hoping that they do a long game thing with Tom Holland, and just like, because again, one of the biggest complaints with Tom Holland's Spider-Man is that everyone's saying how he's just a Iron Man Junior, which fair enough, it's a valid complaint. But I'm willing to give the MCU the benefit of the doubt of the whole long form storytelling. I was like, okay,
Hmm.
now he's currently just a guy trying to fill in Iron Man's shoes, and I feel like,
Identity back after the madness that happened.
yep, and like the whole thing of what what I want his story arc to be is, yes, eventually he will become the Spider-Man that we all know and love, the independent superhero that is just the greatest, the goat of of the Marvel universe. No other character in Marvel is as interesting as him in my eyes, right? But I feel like part of his story arc that they've set up is, okay, seeing that is so stepping up to fill Iron Man's shoes and then exceeding that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's a stepping stone to something greater. Like that's where I feel like the story should go. I feel like that's where it is going. It's just a lot of people, they want their gratification here and now, because obviously everyone got their gratification with Infinity War and Endgame, and they're like, okay, we want that with Spider-Man as well. But it's like people completely forget to realize, bro, the only reason you got gratification with Infinity War and Endgame is because they spent 10 years prior building up Infinity War and Endgame.
Mm.
It's like, you think if you had Infinity War and Endgame as soon as you got the first Iron Man movie, you would have felt anything? No. You'd have been like, okay, I don't know what's going on.
Hmm.
Well, granted, Spider-Man is a completely different character where everyone's already pretty familiar with him and they just want to see him do Spider-Man shit, which fair enough. But again, I feel like give him more time. Because another thing I actually forgot to mention with Spider-Man 3, Doctor Strange is going to be in it.
Yep. Recent thing, he's gonna be the new Iron Man, I guess, for Tom Holland, the mentor sort of thing for this movie, I'd say.
See, I feel like this one is more like the Doctor Strange, rather than the Iron Man role, he's going to be more of a, how do I say it? He's going to be more of an oracle about the multiverse, because I feel like this one's going to be this movie's going to be heavily influenced by the multiverse.
What's this Spider-Man called again?
They
Final one?
haven't given it a title.
You haven't given a title. Well, we know Doctor Strange is gonna be something multiverse, right?
Yeah, Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
Was
that's it.
obviously WandaVision coming out end of this month.
Oh shit, yeah. Hey, Disney Plus can be useful finally.
Yeah, man, been waiting a
I mean,
whole
I've had
time.
it to watch Star Wars, but like, I've been slow watching, doing my rewatch of Clone Wars.
Mm. And I'm gonna use it to watch Mandalorian when that comes out at the end of the month.
Oh yeah, he's catch up. Oh,
But
yeah, I watched like the first episode. That's it.
oh man, bro, you need to catch up with Mandalorian. It's so good.
I got Time of Torch as well, man. Life's just been too much. I got put. Oh, good thing about Persona, I've almost beat it.
A
Ugh, 207 hours so far. I just got like 8 more days of in-game slice of life stuff to do.
Whereas me, I'm just waiting on October 17th, man, for what's it called? JoJolion
Oh,
100, JoJolion
oh,
101,
oh.
and the next chapter of One Piece.
He's in hospital right now, isn't he, Oda?
Where he was discharged. Like
Oh, nice, nice.
he was there for
He's
like
fucking working. He's on what, chapter 991 now?
yeah.
He's got 8 chapters. He wants to get to 1,000 for the end of the year as well,
I
which is
don't, I,
quite mad.
I don't see that happening, which I wouldn't be too fussed about. It's like it's just a yeah, chapter 1,000 is a big milestone, but like it's going to be a milestone regardless of whether he hits it in 2020 or 2021. You know, like genuinely don't care whether we get it at the end of this year or the beginning of next year, as long as we get it.
Yeah, I get that.
Because
Even
this,
though I'm not a One Piece reader, I think it's One Piece has gone on far too long now to rush it.
exactly.
And the guy's health is he's a fucking heavy smoker as well, so we need to hope that he's staying calm with his game.
Yeah,
With his
exactly.
game with his thing.
Don't the like what's it called? What's the guy who does Black Clover? Yuki Tabata. I don't think he's taken a break at all this year. I think he only took like 2. But he's working himself to the bone, man. He's
The guy who did Kingdom does Kingdom as well. I looked at his hiatus chart. I think there's like 2 weeks missing.
which is just like that's a one annoying part of the manga industry in Japan. Where it's just like they work 'em too hard. They work 'em like the deadlines are just ridiculous. Honestly, I think a better model would be um, they have like staggered releases. So rather than having all these series release a chapter every week, have like half of them release a chapter one week and then the other half release another week, and give all the authors like some time to recuperate.
Mm.
So, like,
How many comic book artists do it? Because like with like DC, it's like they got like 6 writers working on one book and one story
it,
or some shit like that.
with comics, it's different because obviously with manga, it's released chapter by chapter, and then eventually you have enough chapters and you form a volume. Right?
Comics is
Com-
issue by issue
yeah.
forms volume, no? Is that the same thing?
Well, with comics, the issues tend to be longer than a typical manga chapter. Like,
Yeah, the issues I got is like 20-page issues normally, isn't it? No?
I thought they were more about 30.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Still, how'd they do it weekly? But they got more people. Yeah, fair enough. But then they got colors to do and all that shit. No, I don't mind.
And with comics, it's also the whole thing of they're not. I don't think they do weekly releases. I think they're more so monthly.
Wait, I'm bugging. Yeah, because I just remembered when Rebirth was happening. On one week they would sell Green Arrow. The next week it'll be like Wonder Woman. The week after would be Green Arrow. Like that. Yeah, my bad. I think about that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
obviously,
because
when you have a team of writers and a team of illustrators, it's easier because obviously with manga, not only is Oda doing the story, he's doing the art too. So he has to basically work 2 jobs. Like most manga authors, they work they do the job of the writer and the illustrator.
yeah.
Whereas, like, but you know what? I actually only recently learned this, where the guy who does One Punch Man, I thought it was Yusuke Murata, but
That's one.
it's one. Yeah, I thought they were the same person.
Yeah.
I only recently learned. Oh no, they're different people. I'm like, oh, you know what? That makes sense because
I think one does the webcomic,
yeah, and
and that's
Murata
art
just
is
adapts
terrible.
it. Murata just adapts it into like
Murata's done a lot as well. Murata's done Eye Shield 21, which is I think it's a rugby or American football manga, and that looks fucking amazing. Or you know what you could just do, like when you're talking about giving them like leeway and letting them have a time off to do their chapters so they don't fucking crash. Just make a really good manga like Berserk, and then just don't drop chapters at all.
you, I feel like you're taking that really personally.
No, I think Hunter x Hunter is worse actually. Never mind.
Oh my god, Hunter.
I think Hunter x Hunter's been almost 2 years since we haven't got a new chapter. But Berserk, I chat shit because we're getting a chapter next week.
Hey,
And there was something very terrible that happened with Berserk. I'll quickly fill on this. 2 weeks ago, they hyped up something. They made a website, Berserk: The New Beginning. Studio Orange, the guys that did Beastars and Hoseki no Kuni, they're like, guys, we're working on quite a famous title. I think you know what it is. Everyone's like, oh, Studio Orange can do like a good CGI Berserk anime. Yes. Come 10th of October or 9th of October when the announcement is. Oh, we're gonna make a Berserk exhibition next year, and we're also gonna do crowdfunding for a big statue of Zod. I'm like, oh, why the fuck would you call it the New Beginning? Like, how does New Beginning mean an exhibition? Is it like New Beginning for humanity because Corona's fucked us all? So like, oh, it's something to lift us up. Oh my god, that pissed me off. 'Cause I was hoping for a new anime or like a schedule for Berserk. Like maybe it's gonna be bi-monthly or monthly or some shit like that. But nah, we got fucked. Oh, that pissed me off.
I
But
do.
yeah, new chapter.
I do genuinely want to start reading it. Like, do they have like colored scans and stuff? Because
I don't think there are colored Berserk, but to be honest, Berserk you can't have it in color, man. Black and white is too good.
so how the hell are you gonna have an anime adaptation?
I mean, the thing is, well, he's done colored pages.
All right, fair enough.
He's done colored pages like some original designs, but I don't think there's been any official colored scans, unlike how JoJo's had it.
Yeah, because that's how I read Steel Ball Run in it. Read Steel Ball Run in color. Like,
Yeah, same. I read all of Stone Ocean, still run in color.
and then
I just feel like reading stuff in color just makes it feel close to the anime.
yeah, and obviously when I started reading JoJolion, like half of it was in color and the other half was
Yeah, the first 60 chapters are in color. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, oh, it's so good, and then you go to like chapter 61. I'm like, oh no, all the vibrancy's
Where'd the
gone.
color go? Where'd the gayness go? It's not gay anymore.
Story's still good, but it's just like doesn't pop as much.
Well, fuck, Nick. I can't wait for this. Was it this Friday? New JoJo chapter, isn't it?
Yeah, and then
Oh, I'm so excited for that, man.
cannot wait to see Mamazuka's dead body officially.
Yeah, he's fully dead now. What happened in the last chapter?
They revealed Spin.
Yeah, Spin's back. Yeah, Spin, and we got the fucking. We could find out that Mamazuku's potentially a Zeffeli.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I can't wait.
which only makes him dying even more likely.
Yeah, because he's a Pelly.
Yeah, and
Oh my god, I can't wait.
I was gonna say, it's funny because in the anime they're dubbing part 5 now. And
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah.
they're just finishing up because they just released the episode with Gold Experience Requiem,
Oh.
and obviously the whole scene of Bruno finally dying, and like the dub for this is so good.
Oh, gotta win, man.
Yeah, it's so good. Like they did the 7-page Muda a few weeks ago, which was surprisingly not terrible.
Did he say useless, 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 or do you say moda, moda, moda?
He said Muda 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 Muda.
Okay, nice.
Only issue I took with that was the music was a bit was really loud, so you couldn't really hear the Muda as much. But then I heard an audio, what's the word? Audio modified version where they put up the volume of the speaking, and it sounded really good. I'm like, yo, that's clean. That sounds clean. But man, it's really, again, very very few anime I would recommend anyone watching dub. I think only things for sure I would say is FMA and
I heard Bakano is really good. People say Bakano's dub is better than the actual sub.
what, My Hero Academia.
No, Bakano.
Oh, obviously saying Bokuno. I'm like,
Oh no.
I don't know what Bakuno is.
Bakano is like you know her Dorara?
Yeah.
It's in that universe.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've yet to watch that as well. I just see it every week on a thing on Gogo Anime. It's like Dorara. I'm like, are you trying to be freaking Crazy Diamond or something?
Dorara. Oh man.
Because like that's all I think of. That's all I think of.
Crazy Diamondo.
Which yeah, Josuke, underrated JoJo.
It's because Koichi takes all the fucking starlight, bro.
When he takes the fucking screen time, it's like Koichi's Bizarre Adventure.
Koichi. Oh, I can't wait for part 7, man. What's his name? Yuki Kaji comes back as Johnny Joestar. Oh, one more JoJo thing I want to say before we sign off, though. April next year.
Oh,
You excited?
Oh yeah, they'll probably be
JoJo announcement.
they'll probably be announcing part 6 anime.
It's definitely gonna happen because they got all the voice actors for every other JoJo there.
Yeah,
They got first guy, they got Sugita, they got Daisuke Ono,
they've got Kensho.
third guy, and
You,
then Kensho Ono who does thing.
you know what's funny, right? Thing. The person who voices Jotaro, Josuke, and Giorno, all three of them
Ono.
have Ono in their names.
Yeah, it's quite bad.
It's
I
quite
thought that funny as
it's
well.
hilarious, which is like that's got to be like something to do with the Joestar lineage, right?
I hope they keep the same voice actor they did for Eyes of Heaven
Yeah.
because that voice actor, Jolene, when I was reading it, she did give me a tomboyish vibe. Like
Hmm.
her voice would be like yeah, like pissed off and shit as a female as they would have it. So I feel like if they keep the same voice, it'd be perfect.
I
Because the
think
voice act, the Jolene voice actor in the game is fucking amazing.
it would be so funny though if they did all that. They had all that set up just to say, "Oh, we're skipping part 6, guys. Still will run." I'd be fine with that because
I'll be pissed, dude. I'd be pissed. They can't really skip it though because it doesn't really make sense.
yeah, it's like, oh, it's new
Is
universe.
Irene verse the same as SBR verse? It's not, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
No, no, no.
okay. Irene verse is literally just a world without Poochie.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. I get confused. I always thought that Steel Ball Run took place in the Irene verse.
Nah, it'd be cool if it did, but it isn't.
It's gonna be linked soon though. Ever since we had chapter 99, seeing all that shit, the rock humans.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
thing.
that was the best chapter we had, man. That was such a good chapter.
I think it's either going to be linked or basically this is um, Araki's way of saying, guys, this chapter, is summing up everything I've done so far. Is because this part might be the end.
He's be like, Araki forgot what now? Like, huh? You what? Excuse me? I remembered all this shit. Fuck you.
Yeah,
I feel like they need to do a part 9 and a part 10 would be the perfect place to end JoJo because 10 is such a nice number.
it is.
But there's gonna be so much work for him. Dude's 60 years old right
Yeah,
now.
and if he's doing it monthly, he's going to take another 10 years to do if it's as long, obviously.
Yeah. He gets 12 chapters a year basically without any hiatuses.
Yeah,
And say he does 50 chapters, that's 3 years almost. Or 4 years, yeah.
yeah,
But I feel like part 9, whenever he does do that, if they do SBR verse of Italy, that'll be fucking cool.
that would be great. You have the SBR verse version of Giorno.
Oh, that reminds me then. If Irene verse isn't SBR verse, that means because I always had a theory that if they were the same, if Irene verse and SBR verse were the same, I always thought okay, Giorno is gonna be in part 9, like OG Giorno, because he
Yeah,
survived Future's attack.
yeah, that's what I have that theory in the back of my head as well.
I think that's what's gonna happen, but if they're not connected, then okay, fair.
Because
But that chapter 99 though, it's gonna link some shit, bro.
it is, yeah, in my head canon, it's Giorno, like, GER. He saved Giorno. He's like, yeah, no, 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 this universe resetting shit, nah, ain't affecting you. You just chill. You just chill
Just
at
sneezed, bro. I
chill,
just sneezed.
chill at Disneyland, innit? Because I think that's what they said. He's like, because apparently Giorno was in Florida. Because obviously they had the whole attracting all of Dio's kids to one center of gravity.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Disneyland vibes and that.
Yeah,
Oh man, Jojo, can't wait. This Friday we gotta do an episode. Jojo,
yeah,
Jojo, chapter 101 review.
yeah, 100%,
Ah,
100%, 100%. It's gonna be something else, man. I think I don't know where they're gonna. I don't know how many more chapters he's gonna drag this on for.
like 110 will be
110 will be a nice
around,
round place.
around there. Or like 107 he'll go for.
It's funny, obviously you got Iraqi in his 60s, not late 60s. I think it's like 62 or 61 at the moment.
I think he just turned 60.
Yeah, so you got Iraqi pumping this out monthly. You got Oda working himself to the bone weekly, and then you got Togashi just chilling.
Actually, he's still playing Dragon Quest 11 on his Nintendo Switch.
And even Kubo's coming back.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah, Burn Witch is animated now. I need to watch that.
I need to watch it as well, but I haven't yet. I haven't that's the time. I've watched the first 2 episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen. Really good.
Ooh, I haven't seen that. I watched the opening. The opening is fucking amazing.
It is. the guy who voice acts for Bruno in Part 5, he's the same guy. So in the show you have the guy with the blindfold.
Yeah,
He's
the white hair looks so sick.
he's pretty cool. His voice actor is the same guy that does Bruno. So that's how you know he's a character worth keeping your eye on. Because usually I always keep my eye on who's voicing who. Because from what I hear, apparently the authors of the manga actually do get a say in who gets to voice who. Because I think I read online that Akira Toriyama handpicked Masako Nozawa, and Oda handpicked the person who voices Luffy, who also voiced Krillin.
Oh, mad. Kururin?
Yeah, so Oda also. That means Oda also handpicked Sugita to play Katakuri because he made him one giant JoJo reference.
Yeah, he's just a big. Katakuri is literally if Oda drew Berserk.
Yeah, he likes his sweets, which is a Gintama reference. He can predict the next thing you're about to say or do, which is a Joseph Joestar thing. And then he's designed like a giant Berserk character. It's like Berserk meets what's called Fist of the North Star. That would be like the epitome of manliness.
This Berserk and JoJo, the Holy Trinity.
Yeah, the epitome of manliness. Like you cannot be a man unless you've read or watched one of these. Yeah, we're going on an hour and 6 minutes now, so I think that's a good place to wrap it up for this week.
Yep. Yeah.
As always, you can find me on Twitter at IjazSSJ3, Instagram IjazSSJ3. Obviously, subscribe and like to this channel. Like to this channel, yeah, that's English. Rafi.
Channel.
Rafi.
All the community posts.
Yeah. Rafi, where can we find you?
Find me on Rafi XCBII on the Twitter and the Instagrams, and then I YouTube and Twitch sometimes.
I will put those in the description, so don't you worry about that. We have been your hosts, Mightiest Gyros. Like, comment, subscribe.
Like the channel.
Yeah, like the channel. Share with your friends. If you share it with your enemies, even if you have any. I don't know why you would. You shouldn't. But if you do, tell them to watch the show. And as always shit before you shower.
And read what's up.
Alright, see ya guys.